Hello everybody, Robin here, and I'm back with another video for you in the book garden. And today I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to talk to you about my reading and book buying philosophy. Hopefully I can do a whole series of these. And the first one I'm going to start with asking a question: paperback or hardback? Now, I remember having endless arguments with my mother when I was about 14 about whether I should buy hardbacks or paperbacks. She told me I should always wait for the paperback because it was cheaper. I desperately, at the time, wanted the latest David Eddings, which was only out in hardback and would be at least a year before it was out in paperback. Naturally, I went out with my money and I bought the hardback. Since then, my philosophy has changed. I tend to buy paperbacks. If you've seen any of my videos with stacks of books, they're nearly always paperbacks, unless I've been very fortunate enough to have the book sent to me by the publisher. Now, why is this? I'm not ideologically opposed to hardbacks. I just like my money to go a little bit further, although obviously you can normally get very deep discounts on hardbacks. But I have found when I have bought hardbacks, I did, for example, buy Babel in hardback by R.F. Kuang, and I haven't actually got around to reading it yet, and the paperback is now out, and I sort of wish I had waited because I find the paperback a bit easier to read. Of course, ease of reading adds up another whole new thing, and this probably shows how old I am and shows how set I am in my ways. When composing the question hardback or paperback, it took me about 3 weeks to realise that actually a lot of people consume their books by e-reader or audiobook. And I don't do that for various reasons. One is my wife is an absolute Luddite and would probably leave me if I started reading ebooks. I tend to much prefer physical books, and there's a number of reasons for that, not least of all because I actually use it as a filter, especially as you can apply, if you're a book reviewer, you can apply for books on NetGalley and stuff. If I had access to that kind of level of books, I'd have so many books to read that I would never ever get to. So I actually use ebook availability or lack thereof. If I've only got available as an ebook, I won't read it because just as a filter, as a way of keeping my number of books that I need to read down. I still feel the press of wanting to read the latest, hottest thing. I always read the weekend supplements to see what books are coming out, or I see things on Twitter they're already out of hardback and I have to note them down. I have a list and then I wait for them to come out in paperback. In fact, it's one of the very few things that I use my Amazon for when buying books. I actually have a shopping list because you can normally go in there and you can find the hardback and you can normally click a link to the paperback and put that in your basket and save it for later, and then it just ticks over, and eventually when it comes out and I look at it, it's like, oh, that one's out in paperback now. Then I go and order it from somewhere else. So it's useful for that. But I still have that press of, well, do I want to read it now? And I really do want to. This week, the Booker Prize has been announced, winner has been announced, and that was a book that was on my list already. Now I really, really want to read it, and I could go out and buy it in hardback. And the Waterstones Prize has been announced this week too, and Catherine Rundle's Impossible Creatures has been on that, and that's been on my list. And I've been umming and ahhing, should I buy it, should I buy it? And again, today I was like, oh, should I get it? But there really is no point because I have got so many books to read that by the time I actually get to read it, it'll probably be out in paperback anyway. What do you guys think? I know there's a massive market in really nice hardback editions. I have a few of the kind of luxury hardback editions, but they tend to sit on the shelf unread, so then I've got to buy the book twice. And I've kind of stepped away from that because I don't want to buy a book that I haven't read. A couple of books that I did buy by authors that I like in really nice editions, I then actually didn't enjoy the book that much. When I read it, I bought another copy of it. So then I ended up with 2 copies of books that I don't particularly enjoy. I don't keep as many books as I used to. I literally don't have the space. And so a lot of books, you have to be a really good book now in this house to stay in it because I just don't have the book space to keep them. So again, it seems less point splashing the extra cash on hardbacks. And I can say there's so many good books out there that I think I can wait a sort of 9 to 12 months to get the book in paperback because there's many other good books that I can read in the meantime. Comes back to another question which I am going to put in a reading philosophy video about old versus new books. There's always the push to chase for the new, but there's so many good old books out there, but I will leave that for another time. So like I say, let me know what you think. Am I missing out? Should I be an inveterate hardback collector? Should I overthrow the thrifty paperback reader inside me? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Which type of book do you tend to read? I know a lot of people read all their books on Kindle and what have you, so fair play to them. But yeah, let me know. And if you are new to the channel, you've come to it through this video, please do consider liking and subscribing. Let me know what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll do my best to accommodate. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in the book garden.